Hey man, let's get one thing straight. Calmness isn't weakness. It's not being passive. It's not lacking fire. It's control. It's depth. It's the rarest masculine energy a man can master. When you walk into a room and people feel you before you speak, that's not arrogance. That's presence. Because your stillness has weight. Your energy doesn't chase attention. It commands it. That calm, unshakable aura. That's what drives women absolutely wild. Not the loudest man in the room. Not the one flexing or spamming good morning texts, but the man whose silence speaks louder than words ever could. See, calm men radiate something women crave but rarely find. Safety with depth. When a woman stands near a man who doesn't flinch, doesn't overreact, doesn't drown in her emotional waves, her body relaxes, not just her mind, her entire nervous system. Because what she's drawn to isn't your looks or your money. It's your emotional posture. When she sees you stay centered through her moods, her teasing, her tests, you don't just impress her, you ground her. Women are emotional creatures, beautifully chaotic, deeply expressive. They move like water, always shifting, always flowing, and they're constantly searching for something solid to rest in. That's where you come in. Not as the man who tries to match her chaos, but as the one who absorbs it without losing himself. That's masculine calm. It's not detachment, it's being anchored, and that's rare. That's why women cry around calm men. That's why they open up. That's why they lean in. Because even if the world shakes, you don't. But you don't become this man by reading quotes or faking indifference. You become him through practice. Through mastering your inner world more than your outer reactions. That means you own your emotions. You stop chasing highs, and you don't collapse into lows. When she pulls back, you don't chase. When she tests you, you don't explain. When she gets cold, you don't burn hotter. You just observe. You stay grounded. You respond, never react. And that composure, that control, makes her feel she's finally met a man who can't be shaken. Because women crave men, they can't move emotionally. Not because they want to hurt you, but because your calm represents safety. The calm man doesn't raise his voice to prove his power. He doesn't argue to win. His silence does all the talking. And when you master that silence, when you stop over-explaining, stop overthinking, and just exist in certainty, she feels it. Her whole energy system starts responding. She wants to understand you. She wants to decode you, but the truth is, you're not mysterious. You're just unmoved. That kind of energy doesn't just attract women. It grounds them, because most men swing between two extremes, either too reactive or too detached. But the calm masculine man, he's right in the middle. He feels everything, but acts only with intention. That's emotional mastery, and that's what pulls her in. Because now she's not chasing your attention, she's chasing your calm. So, how do you become that man? Step 1. Slow down your reactions. Practice the pause. Before you text, before you speak, before you get triggered, pause. Breathe. Assess. Every second you wait before reacting builds your masculine energy. You're not avoiding the moment, you're owning it. Step 2. Stop needing to be understood. Calm men don't over-explain. They're okay being misread, because they know who they are. You don't rush to fix her perception of you, because her understanding doesn't define your truth. That self-certainty, that's what makes your presence magnetic. Step 3. Build a mission bigger than her. A woman can instantly feel whether she's your purpose, or just part of it. When she sees that you're building something, your business, your body, your craft, she relaxes into your frame. You're no longer waiting for her message. You're focused on your mission. And that's when the power dynamic shifts. She starts craving your time instead of expecting it. Step 4. Stay calm when she tests you. When she gets moody. When she threatens to leave. You don't chase. You don't fold. You stay composed. You say what you mean, once, and mean what you say. And if she leaves, you let her. Because you've mastered emotional self-respect. And that, brother, is what separates men from boys. A woman falls hardest for the man she can't figure out. Not because he's playing games, but because his calm creates emotional mystery. You're not reactive, You're not predictable. And that uncertainty, when rooted in peace, awakens her desire. She starts wondering, how is he so still, so centered, so unbothered? And when she finally speaks to you, you don't rush to match her energy. You let her come to you, slowly, because your calmness is the attraction. It's the silence she's never felt before. Women live in highs and lows. That's their rhythm. So when they meet a man who matches their chaos, it feels exciting, but never safe. And when they meet a man who's emotionless, it feels dead. But when they meet you, calm yet alive, they feel something rare. It's that grounded energy that says, I see your storm, and I'm not afraid of it. That's when she melts. Not because you did something special, but because you didn't flinch. Calm men don't waste energy. Every word, every gesture, every look, it all has weight. So, when you compliment her, it hits deeper. When you say you're proud of her, it lands. When you touch her, it doesn't feel rushed. It feels anchored. Women aren't used to that. They're used to men trying too hard, or not trying at all. But you move with patience, restraint, and quiet power. That doesn't just attract her, it builds devotion. You're not calm because you're scared to express. You're calm because you have nothing to prove. You don't need to be liked. You know your value. And that self-assurance makes her feel safe. Safe to be emotional, to be vulnerable, to be herself. Because real masculine calm doesn't rush connection, doesn't force emotion, doesn't chase love. It allows it to unfold naturally. And ironically, that's what makes her rush toward you. Because you've stopped seeking validation. You've outgrown the need for constant reassurance. You trust that if it's real, it will stay. And if it doesn't, you'll still be fine. That's power. That's peace. That's presence. You don't argue. You decide. You don't threaten. You act. You don't chase. You lead. And because of that, she begins to trust your calm more than her chaos. That's where real feminine surrender happens. You don't beg. You don't rush. You don't force. You allow. And in that allowance, she finds what she's been searching for. A man who's rare. The man who doesn't chase her validation. The man who leads from stillness. The man who's calm, even when tested. And here's the truth. The calmer you become, the more the world tries to shake you. Old flings return. New women appear. Life throws chaos your way. But you don't flinch. You protect your peace like it's sacred. You've trained your nervous system not to dance to other people's noise. And because of that, people speak differently around you. They move differently. They feel your presence before you even say a word. You don't become the most powerful man in the room by being the loudest. You become him by being the calmest. You drive women crazy, not by trying, but by staying unbothered when everyone else loses control. Because your peace is your power. And once she's felt the silence of your strength, she'll never forget the sound of your calm.